I never check my Facebook messages. I get dozens and sometimes hundreds of messages in a single day, and I don't have time to read through them all. In fact, on my Facebook profile, I specifically say on my bio, do not DM me. I don't read DMs. But recently, while doing some scam research on Facebook, I broke my own rule. A woman named Charlie, well, we'll just call her Charlie for this video, has sent me a message. And right away, I knew something was off. She sent me some very interesting photos, which was weird enough, but it was the messages that really concerned me. And her message said, "Are you the same Boyd Cluess who sent me this picture on Friday?" And I'm like, why would I send a picture of me in front of some busted up cars? And this one last week? When was I ever in a hospital gown or a hospital bed? And asked me for $1,000 on last Friday. And I'm like, why would I ask you for $1,000? And then it continues and goes by Sunshine on WhatsApp. And I'm like, Sunshine in WhatsApp? I don't even use WhatsApp. And then the message that really just did it for me, it's like, and who I've loaned over $25,000. Is that you? I'm like, $25,000? Wait, hold on, what? Who are you, baby? Who are you? Now at this point, there was one thing that I knew, that this was a scam, 100% no questions asked. But the question is, who is the scammer? Now, as a cybersecurity expert with more than a decade of experience, I have seen every trick in the book when it comes to scammers and hackers. And this was a classic. I assume Charlie was trying to scam me by pretending to be a victim. Think about this for a second. Put yourself in my shoes. She had evidence that she lost money, evidence. She knew who I was, so she'd done her research, and she probably assumed I was wealthy enough to help her out. Or maybe that's just my ego talking. Speaking of egos, I had to channel my alter ego, Sherlock Holmes, to find out and do some investigation of what was really going on here. Because I'm telling y'all, this is wild. Now that Sherlock Holmes is on the case, we have to break down the clues to figure out exactly what is going on here. So I immediately jump into investigation mode. And whenever I'm performing any type of security assessment or investigation, my first thing is not always to jump into the technical side of things, because I've noticed that people are more likely to tell or give you the information that you are looking for versus have to go down a hacking rabbit hole. So that comment about, loaning $25,000, that really threw me. I was like, what in the world is going on here? And so I responded. I was like, who did you loan $25,000 to? Because in my mind, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I mean, we could all sometimes use an additional $25,000. I don't know about you, but let me know in the comments. I know I could, but not this way. Not this way. She responded, somebody that said they were you. And I was like, wait. How did you send them the money? Where did they contact you? And she responded, they contacted me via Messenger. So that's not you? And I said, no, it's not me. Do you know me? She said, I only know of someone who has said he's you. I haven't met you. And why are you now answering my text after so many months? This guy claims to have a son named Melvin. Do you have a son named Melvin? So let me give you some context here. First of all, I was thinking right now, at this very important time, she is a scammer to me. Because what scammers will do, especially hackers and scammers, they will answer part of the questions that you ask and not the entire thing. I asked, how did you send the money? And she does not tell me how the money is sent. But then she's asking me, why is it taking me so long to respond? So what happens is, this Charlie lady actually sent me this message August 3rd of 2024. I don't respond to her message to February 1st of 2025 because I don't read Facebook DMs, because it's a very dark place. It's a very dark place. Okay, so she's not answering my question. So now I got to start going deeper because I need to understand what is going on here. And so I told her, I was honest. I said, I get thousands of messages, so I typically don't read them. which is why my profile says, don't DM me. My assistant mentioned this fake hospital picture of me, and I was quite interested. I'll admit this story doesn't make sense. Did you actually send that person money? Yo, I was baffled. This didn't make any sense to me. Why on God's green earth would you send a rando money? We'll find that out later, but track with me. As we're going down the clue, she said yes. And I said, how much did you send? She responds, thousands of dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign, dollar sign. Again, she is evading the questions that I'm asking, and these are telltale signs of a scammer. And so now I'm like, okay, you're not gonna give me the answers that I need. So now we're gonna get a little technical now. So she said that he's going under the name of Sunshine on WhatsApp with your picture. I was like, wait. Again, so I go back to the initial question. How did you send the money? Can you send me the phone number and the picture of the profile? I'm like, I need to know. At the end of the day, when it comes to scams, financial crimes, and hacks, if you follow the money, you can find the person. Always follow the money. As a credit card data security, payment security specialist, this is what I do. This is what I help companies around the world do. Follow the money. So again, she says, I tried to screenshot it on WhatsApp. Let me try another way. So I'm like, okay. You don't know how to do a screenshot. You're not answering the questions that I'm asking you. This is just screaming scam in my mind. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Is she scamming me? At this point, y'all, I am like excited because I was already on Facebook because I'm doing research on scams, and I get this. I'm like, this is a pot of gold. And so I was like, sorry that happened to you. How can I help? And she responded, I don't know. He fed me a bunch of lies about being in financial distress. He promised to pay me back, but makes excuses. And then she says, how can you help me? Now I think he's a scammer. I'm heartbroken. And then she gives me his WhatsApp number. And then she responds, he's using your identity to scam women. So when I'm reading this, I'm like, why are you heartbroken? And that's when I realized, guys, it's a romance scam. It is a romance scam. All right, let's break this down. Because at this point in my investigation, I was convinced
Charlie was the scammer.
But before I show you what really happened, let's talk about what exactly a romance scam is. Because if you've ever talked to someone online, this could happen to you. A romance scam is when a scammer pretends to have romantic feelings for someone to manipulate them into sending money, gifts, or even personal information. These scams happen online, dating apps, social media, even through random messages. At first, the scammer seems absolutely perfect. They say all of the right things. They shower you with compliments, all of the things that you want to hear. They act like they are actually looking for a real relationship, but here's the catch. After weeks, sometimes even months of messaging, they'll hit you with an emergency. And some of these emergencies are absolutely elaborate and make no sense, but hey, people fall for them. I'm stuck overseas and I need money to come home. My bank account is frozen. Can you send me a loan, please? I was in an accident and I need help with my medical bills. And because you care about them, you want to help. So what do? You send them a little money, but it doesn't stop there. You see, the thing about these romance scams is the more you give, the more they ask for. And by the time you realize it was all a lie, it's entirely too late.
The man I loved was never real. Everything's a lie.
Now, at this point, again, I was still convinced Charlie was running one of these scams on me. I was actually telling my wife, I consider this to be like a reverse romance scam. Like, this is the wildest thing that I've ever seen. And then it only continues to get worse. It only continues to get worse because scammers aren't just using stolen photos anymore. They're using AI generated deepfake videos to trick people into believing that they are real. And this is why protecting your personal information is more important than it ever has. And that's where our sponsor Aura comes in. Aura is an all-in-one digital security solution designed to protect you from scams, fraud, and identity theft. Think about it. how did these scammers even find Charlie in the first place? Because most of us have way more personal information floating around online than we realize, especially after the massive Social Security data breach that happened last year. Things like your name, email address, phone number, and even your passwords and your home address. And scammers buy and sell this information on the dark web every single day. This is why I use Aura, because it scans the dark web 24/7 and alerts me if my personal data is being sold. And Aura has some really cool features that are included, such as fraud monitoring, which alerts you to suspicious activity fast, a VPN for safe browsing, antivirus, and a password manager to keep your accounts secure. And the best part, Aura doesn't just react to security threats, it prevents them before they happen, which is what I preach with my corporate clients. Proactive security beats reactive any day. Because once a scammer has your phone number, your email, and your identity, it's already too late. And I'm not taking any chances with my online identity, and neither should you. So go to aura.com/BoydClewis to try Aura free for 2 weeks. I've added the link in the description as well to make it easy for you, so you can just click. All right, so I'm still not totally convinced that this person that I'm talking to, this Charlie, is not scamming me. So I said, I hate the scammer used my image. I can reimburse you. How much did you lose? Because I am literally baiting this person right now to be able to give me some type of information so I can find out who they truly are and where they are so we can shut them down. And so she responded, don't think I'm that stupid. I'm not. It's over $45,000. He used one lie after another to scam me. I'm like, whoa, over $45,000? So I said, what do you mean stupid? What lies? I really want to give you the money. I'm quite wealthy, so it's not a problem. I'm in character right now. And so she responded, she said, no, I think you might think that I'm stupid for falling for this scam. I'm embarrassed. So let me just take a break real quick, just to be real. Romance scams accounted for $1.3 billion in money that was lost in 2023. So this is not a laughing moment. This is serious. People are literally being robbed and being romanced out of their money. So it's not a funny thing. It's real life, y'all. It's real life. But again, at this point in time, you know, I'm talking to this camera. I'm baiting this camera. This is what I do, right? Okay. So I said, I don't think you're stupid. You're kind for trying to help someone. And she responded, yes, that's what I was trying to do. And then she responded, how do you plan on doing this? And again, I'm going back to the question that I've asked, not once, not twice, but 3 times now. How did you send him the money? Because I know the methods that scammers usually like to receive their money. So I'm trying to see if this is aligned with how they typically receive their money. So she responds, PayPal mostly. The first time he said he was in Germany working and didn't have money to pay his hotel bill, it was one thing after another. He had me send money to people via PayPal, then send him a screenshot of the transaction. So, So this guy's asking for money, but he's not having it sent to Boyd Cluess. This money is being sent to someone else, not Boyd Cluess. Because she said he's having it sent her to other people. I said, do you have the PayPal address where you were supposed to be dating this guy or something? So whoever this is, I'm trying to see if she has the PayPal address. Because if we get that PayPal address, that email address, I could track down potentially who this guy, where it is. And now she's finally starting to talk. She said there are several. He was stringing me along, telling me that he wanted to meet me and have a long-term relationship with me. But whenever it came to meet, he had an excuse. I have the history of the PayPal payments. And y'all, this right here is wild right here. It's wild. He even sent me an engagement ring. He mailed an engagement ring. And so what is really crazy is she said, I wish you had responded to my text earlier on. I could have confronted him and maybe not have sent him more money. He must have been getting your pictures from your Facebook page. At this point in time, I'm still thinking, yo, scammer, stop playing with me. I don't feel sorry for you. I don't. But I'm like, man, this is getting crazier and crazier. And so I'm like, what? She sends me this video that I'm about to play for you right now.
I just contacted you to know that I'm for real, And I am who I say I am. It's hurt so deeply that you don't trust me.
That is supposed to be me. And the reason why, she had a conversation with the guy and she asked, why does your accent sound Nigerian when I talk to you on the phone, but when I see your videos, you sound completely different? And so he responds back with this AI generated video of me. This is actually a video of me that I took while my wife was clothes shopping. I recorded this video probably in 2021, 2022, somewhere. But he turned it into a deep fake to try to convince her and put her mind at ease that him was the real Boyd Cluess. And then it sent a picture of my oldest son. It's crazy. And I was like, what? Y'all don't understand. So at this point in time, I'm like, maybe she has been scammed, but I'm still on the fence, y'all. I'm still on the fence. Working in cybersecurity will make you have trust issues because I have seen the depravity of humans. It'll make you have trust issues. Okay, so she sends me this picture again of me in front of these busted up cars. And again, that's when I'm like, you already sent me this picture. So it's like, she gives me some piece of information that makes me feel like maybe she's not a scammer. But then she sends me a piece of information that's like, you are a scammer. And so I'm confused. And this is going on over a several day period. And she says, he told me that he got into a car accident and needed $1,000 and I didn't send it to him. Good. So she didn't send him the money. But I'm like, if I got into a car accident, why would I be in front of a car like this? You know what I mean? This picture that they took from me, they actually photoshopped me on front of these fake cars. It was a picture I actually took in London. It's ridiculous. So I said, what else was sent? What's the PayPal address? She said there are quite a few. I'm also getting emails from someone pretending to be his son, Melvin. And I was like, okay. And she said, I have to go to my PayPal account. And I said, I don't have a son named Melvin. And she's like, wow, OMG. He said he was going through a divorce and got into financial problems. I said, that video is also a fake. It looks AI generated. And she says, OMG. Well, he's out there using your identity. I said, yikes. When's the last time you talked to him? She said about an hour ago. And I was like, oh my goodness. And so I was just curious, how long has this been going on? It started July of 2023. I'm like, what in the world? This is well over a year. He used Gmail sometimes to communicate. BoydCluess192@gmail.com. That is not my email account at all. And I said, that's terrifying. He even told me that his mom has diabetes and that had to have her toe amputated and that he's from Jamaica originally. I'm like, what? So she continues. He talks with a heavy accent, and when I would question his accent against the videos recorded on your website, he would say they were digitally remastered. This has been a nightmare for me. I'm a smart woman. I can't believe I fell for his lies and kept falling for them. Are you really going to reimburse me for my losses? You see what I'm saying, y'all? So I'm like, yo, scam, 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 scam. Now, are you really gonna reimburse me? So I'm torn because I don't know if this is the scammer or if she's been scammed. And so I responded, absolutely, absolutely. She said, okay, but why? It had nothing to do with you, but I really appreciate it for sure. He said that he was gonna pay me back, but he wanted me to send my bank account information. I said, absolutely not. So one of the things that's getting me is like, now, after I said I'm gonna reimburse her, then she's like, well, why are you going to reimburse me? A scammer wouldn't ask that question. But then she goes on to say, this guy is supposed to pay back the money, he wants the bank account. And she's like, absolutely not. So I'm like, I don't know. So I responded, good job not sending your bank account. And she responded, I'm not stupid. He would have wiped out my bank account. I know better. What do you need from me? So this is where I'm like trying to tee this thing up right now. Cause she's like, what information do you need from me? And I tell her, I need to confirm with my wife. I'm not sure what's the best way to send the money. What do you recommend? And she recommended, I don't know. I've never been in this predicament before. Maybe a cashier's check. Bingo! It's a scam. It's a scam. It's a scam. Look, scammers love cashier's checks, MoneyGrams. So I'm like, there it is right there. I told my wife, I was like, baby, look, I've been telling you because my wife is like,
Bro, it doesn't make sense. Why would she try to get you to pay her back?
I was like, people are weird, man. Maybe this is a new 2024 scam or something. But as soon as she said cashier's check, I was like, oh yeah, it's a scam. But the other thing is, like, her communication, punctuation, and grammar is actually pretty good. So I'm like, maybe it's not a scam. I'm so confused. And so she says, again, maybe a cashier's check. I said, that makes sense. I spoke with my wife and she's okay with it. Where should I send it? And Charlie responds, really? And I'm like, yes, I ain't sending no money. She said, now I don't feel completely comfortable giving my home address to anyone. So do you take my word that this happened? I'm traumatized. And I'm like, I understand, and yes, I do. And here we go again. A scammer is not going to give up their address. They are going to hide behind IP addresses, VPNs, etc. because they don't want you to know who they are. And she said, when are you going to send it and how much are you going to send? I said, I'll send the money when the bank is open. We were having this conversation over the weekend. I said, I'll send you $30K. That's the best I can do. She said, okay, that's better than nothing. Thank you. Praying hand emojis. And I'm like, good deal. Like, it's a scam, man. She really thinks I'm about to go to the bank and get $30,000 to send it to you. Am I? No. Nah, never. Okay. She said, the banks don't open until Monday. Let me know when you're ready to send it and I'll send you my mailing address. Is that okay? And then it reads scam again to me because we're having this conversation on Saturday. Why do you need to wait till the bank is open on Saturday when you can just send me the address now? Y'all let me know in the comments. Did y'all pick up on that, or am I just over Sherlocking this right now? Anyway, I said, that works for me. She said, okay, thanks. I said, you're welcome. She said, text me on Monday. I said, okay, good night. Thanks for responding to my text. She said, I said, you're welcome. Alrighty. So what I did now, because I'm convinced this person is putting together this fake videos and fake images of me and talking about they lost $45,000. I was like, I'm going to find out where you are. I'm going to find out where you are because she says she's going to send me her address. Well, I need to see if she's located in the same place that I'm supposed to be sending this cashier's check. So what I did is I actually found a fake Instagram profile of Boyd Cluess. My attorney works with a few companies where they go out and scour the internet for these fake Boyd Cluess profile pictures because I do run an online business. People have leveraged my image to be able to sell fake crypto stuff, and it's not me. And if you've been a victim, I apologize. I promise you it's not me. I don't do anything with crypto. And so I have a screenshot and a list of all these profiles. And so I put a profile picture to one of these fake profiles into a Google Doc, and I put the Google Doc into a Grabify link. Now this Grabify link is one of my favorite tools to use because as soon as somebody clicks the link, it's gonna tell me what kind of device they were using, where they are located. Oh my goodness, it gives me so much information. And so I said, is this the profile that contacted you? And she was like, I don't know what you mean. She said, do you mean the profile from the guy who contacted me? It was a Facebook profile that originally showed your picture as a private investigator, and it was sent from Facebook Messenger. So I just ultimately just came up with a random message to get her to click the link. By the way, that is social engineering. That is what scammers and phishers would do to you. But I was trying to scam the scammer. So I get the information from the link and I find out where she's located. She is in Los Angeles, California. And because she's in Los Angeles, California, and I also found a phone number, I was able to get the address. So I already have information about this person before she sent me anything back. So I'm hoping what I get from her confirms what I know. One of the things I asked, I said, yeah, I'm trying to find the profiles. The profile's still active? She said, did you have one as a private investigator? It showed a picture of you sitting behind a desk. That was over 1.5 years ago. I will research my history to see if I have it. I was like, no, I don't. She said, okay, then it was made up. I remember that specifically. Let me see what I can find to get back to you. I said, okay, thanks. So this is where my spider sense starts to like think maybe she really did get scammed. Because now she's sending me screenshots of this Facebook profile that is no longer there. Like it literally says Facebook user because the account's been taken down. And she said, this is the profile from which he originally contacted me. I guess it was removed by Facebook. Typically what will happen is these scammers, they know that there are certain things that they can't say in these instant messengers and Facebook Messenger. So they will try to get you off of Facebook to WhatsApp or Telegram so they can say whatever and not worry about getting their profiles banned. So if you're having a conversation with someone and they're a little sketchy and they ask you for your WhatsApp number or your Telegram username, don't do it, fam. Remember what Sherlock Holmes said, don't do it. So then she said, when we started communicating via Telegram, she sent me this other screenshot and it has a conversation between them as well. She said, this is me responding to him being a private investigator. I guess it was a cloned account. I don't know anything about you until you brought it to my attention. I thought he was a PI. And I asked, I said, have you contacted the police or the FBI? She said, I don't know what to tell them. What should I do? How will they track them down? I'm so embarrassed. And again, it's going back to the pity party thing. So I'm like, scam, scam, scam. These scammers want you to feel so sorry for them so that you will do whatever they want you to do. And I said, don't be embarrassed. It happens all the time. Do you have the PayPal address? Where else did you send the money? And again, this is probably what the fourth time I've asked for the PayPal email addresses. Every time I have not got the PayPal addresses. So I'm thinking scam. If you were seriously scammed, you would let me know what address you sent this money to. She said, I know. I hear reports about this all the time on the TV. I think they file a police report and nothing happens. Did you call him last night? And she said, yes, the money was sent via PayPal. I said, me too. I did call last night, but I didn't get an answer. What's the PayPal email address? Again, I'm asking again. She gave me the scammer's phone number. It was she gave me the scammer's phone number, so I called it. Nobody answered. But she still has not given me the PayPal addresses. Give me the PayPal addresses. She hasn't. She said he called me and asked if I gave this telephone number to someone. I told him yes. Boyd Clueless. And and he hung up because he knew it was busted. And then she responded, why do you need this? It's my personal account. She was thinking that I was asking for her PayPal account. And I responded, no, not your PayPal address, his PayPal address. She said, oh, there were so many different ones. He asked me to send the money. I thought to who he had me send the money to. I thought it was odd. And I questioned that. He said they were friends and he didn't have a PayPal account set up. I can give you those account names. Give me a minute. You see, this was confusion. She kept thinking that I was asking for her PayPal address, so she wasn't giving me what I was asking for. So then she says, I can't get screenshots, but I can get transactions were sent to some, and she gives me some names and dates of these transactions that they were sent to. And also, one of these transactions was for $1,029. And she said this was supposed to be for shipment for what he was sending me, which contained the money he was going to repay me. So she paid him $1,029 to ship the money that he was going to repay her with. This don't make a lick of sense. This don't make a lick of sense. And then another $2,600 on November 23rd to pay for taxes and shipping. And then $1,400 for a babysitter. And she said there were other transactions where he asked me to send Steam cards for him and Melvin. I've never heard of them. I sent him $100 in a Steam card to help him get his books for high school that year. That's when he sent me that picture of him in the cap and gown. The picture of the cap and gown was my son. My son. And she said he also signed a promissory note to repay. I asked for that to protect myself, or so I thought. I can send you a copy if you like. Yo, scammers don't particularly volunteer this type of information. So I was like, of course, share that information. Can you do it, please? She said, yes. So she sends me this this Microsoft OneDrive link that is actually a Word document that has a promissory note for Boyd Clueless saying he's going to pay back the money. Oh my goodness. It's ridiculous. So she said, I'm having trouble getting signed in. I have a copy on my desktop computer. I will send it later. So she was sending this information to show me that this guy keeps promising to pay her back. It was ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So she said, I'm sharing these things with you because you have been victimized too. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told anyone else. I stopped sending him money, and then he demands small sums and steam cars. I stopped that too. I finally came to my senses. His last attempt was for me to send his son $40 in steam cars for Christmas. I said no. She said, there's so much more. Fake employment contracts, fake employment documents, stories about a babysitter, back wages, etc. He kept promising to pay me back. This is classic romance scam, y'all. Classic. Under the disguise that he was you, he was in a short-term financial bind, but he would pay me back when he got back on his feet. And then there was a kidnapping scam. He was supposed to come to LA to visit me, but supposedly got kidnapped. These guys held him in captivity and wanted me to pay a ransom. I said no. So y'all, like what she didn't even realize at this point as I'm reading these messages, because I had got to a point where I really had stopped responding, because as you can see, this is just a lot of one-sided messages. She said he was supposed to come visit me in LA. Well, if you recall, I had already sent her the link and I knew that she was in LA. So she's telling me some truth here. So I'm like, oh my goodness. And I've heard about these romance scams with kidnapping. Oh, I crossed the border with my weapon on me and I didn't have my badge, so now they've arrested me. This doesn't sound too far-fetched from a scam perspective because I've seen it all. And I'm just like, wait, what? She said, yeah, he claimed to have been kidnapped on his way to the airport. They took him to an unknown location and threatened to kill him. They got him on the phone and I could hear them beating him up, or pretending to. They said they went through his phone and threatened to expose pictures of me on social media if they didn't pay them. This went on for 2 weeks. He said he ended up in Siberia. Bruh, how you end up in Siberia? But whatever. I question that because I'm a seasoned traveler. How could they clear airspace with passports, proper documents, and he said they were criminals and knew how to do it? I can't make this up. Yo, this is wild, y'all. I cannot make this up. This is absolutely wild. So she could hear them pretending to beat this guy up and then talking about exposing pictures. What kind of pictures are we talking about exposing? We're gonna move on. All right. So I said, what the heck? She said, yeah, I hope you're sincere about paying me the money. I have more documentation if you want it. I just want to put this behind me and move forward with my life. I've learned a valuable lesson from this experience. I said, definitely. I'm gonna go to the bank tomorrow morning. Can you let me know where I should send the cashier's check to? She said, text me when you get to the bank. Are you going to send it by priority mail or snail mail through the post office? As you might imagine, I'm very cautious about giving out my personal information after that. And I said, I'll send it priority. I'm going in the morning. What address should I send it to? So I'm specifically asking the question that way so she can give me the address. Because at this point, she's been dragging it on. So now she's talking about, how are you going to send this? I'm naturally cautious about how I'm going to send my personal information. And so then she sends me her address, and that's when I start digging in. So she sends me her address, which is in Los Angeles, and it says, thank you and your wife for your kindness and generosity. And then she sends me another picture of one of the promissory notes. She said, I found the signed copy of the promissory note. He said he moved to Atlanta after the divorce. And so after she gave me the address, I used my online tools and did a reverse address lookup and found out this person that I'm talking to, their profile name actually matches the address. It actually matches the phone number that I found. And she is a 77-year-old woman. With some of these things, that's why it makes sense. Because I'm like, looking at some of these AI things, I'm like, how could anybody fall for this? It doesn't make any sense. So I was like, all right, I gotta know for sure. I gotta know for sure. She messaged me back Monday afternoon because I hadn't gone to the bank because I honestly had forgot about this whole situation I did. She said, I hadn't heard anything. I was wondering what your thoughts are about this situation, especially in light of this information. And so again, I'm like, bruh, it's a scammer again, trying to follow up so I can go to the bank and send you this cashier's check. I had literally I was about to Photoshop this thing. So a few years ago, I had bought my wife a car It was a BMW. We paid cash for it. I had this $37,000 cashier's check. I was gonna go in Photoshop and modify this cashier's check, put this person's name on it, send her pictures like I'm headed to the bank. But I was like, that's a lot of work. Let me do something different. So I call her phone number and, you know, she doesn't answer the phone. So I send her a message back on Messenger. I was like, can you call me? She's like, okay, I'm online with DirecTV customer service. I'm like, scammers don't want to talk to you on the phone. They don't want to talk to you on the phone. So I'm like, okay, clearly this is a scam. She don't want me to hear her voice. And you know what? She responds back. She said, I'll call you. Your number came up spam risk. That's why I didn't answer it. I was like, okay. So she calls me and I talk to her for about 20 minutes and I find out the truth. The truth is Charlie was not the scammer. She indeed was scammed. A lonely woman looking for love was scammed out of over $45,000 over a year and a half by someone pretending to be me. If you got some value from this video, consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the red bell so that you are notified whenever I drop new content each week to help you avoid the pitfalls of these online scammers and hackers. Stay safe out there, cyber hero. I will see you next week. Peace.